kids, welcome to StreetMod Designs, where we make old cars new again. I am working on our latest video, but why don't you check out the shop and find David.
Hi kids, welcome to StreetMod Designs. Here at StreetMod Designs, we build, customize, and restore classic vehicles. It's always been my dream as a kid to restore classic vehicles, and now as an adult, here I am. I get to do it for fun. Hey, do you know what my favorite subject was in school? My favorite subject was geometry. Do you know what geometry is? Geometry is the study of shapes. Look at this car. This car is made up of shapes. We have a circle, we have rectangles that make up the grille, and we have another rectangle that makes up the bumper, and then we have triangles that make up the front of the car. And all these shapes come together to create one object, a car. Did you know that there's all kinds of other subjects in school that we do here at StreetMod Designs? Let's go take a look at some of my friends and they can tell you about all the subjects that they enjoy. Come on, kids, let's go see my buddy Cam.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Cam. I've been a mechanic for 8 years, and I love just repairing and playing with cars all day. That's my favorite part of my job. Best subject that I get to use in my job that I learned in school was science. More particularly, physics and chemistry. Physics is the study of motion, and chemistry is the study of elements and compounds that make up everything in the world. Now, with an engine, you have 4 main key components that cause it to run. You have compression, air, fuel, and spark. Fuel, obviously, we get at the gas station. Once that's introduced into the engine, it is compressed with the pistons. Once that compression happens, the spark will occur and cause the engine to move, much like this. And once you're able to light the fuel, then you can start moving the car. So these are your rockers, and they open and close the valves that let the air come in. Now, there's 4 words that you can remember on how a combustion engine works. And that's going to be suck, squeeze, bang, and blow. So it sucks in the air and fuel through the carburetor, which is, the fuel is provided through the fuel pump right here. Once it gets here, it's mixed with air, brought into the engine, and it'll open up the intake valve, which will allow that to enter into the combustion chamber. Once in there, the piston I showed you earlier will then compress it, and then we'll have spark through a spark plug. Now, the spark is provided through the distributor. It comes through this distributor wire and goes to the spark plug. Once there, and everything is rotating, then you should have spark much like that. And that is a combustion engine. Now, once that's all there, the exhaust is then pushed out through your exhaust pipe and out into the atmosphere.
Hey kids, you just heard Cam and he talked about science. It was so cool to see how this engine works. Hey, I got a friend that can tell you all about history. Let's go take a look and see what he has to say. My friend Brandon. Brandon's going to tell you all about history.
Hi kids, so history, so I have 2 trucks here. This is the new one and this is the old one. So did you know that the first truck was built in 1895? That was 128 years ago. So these 2 trucks here are 59 years apart. So what we do here is we take new things like on this vehicle and we put them in the older vehicles, such as AC, power windows, radio, because back then they didn't have that type of stuff. So our job here is to make this to become future like this. On this truck, since this is all mechanical, you have to have this book to help you fix it. So here you'll have the motor, and what makes this motor different is since this one's mechanical, this truck here is electronic. So you will have this computer to help fix and diagnose the issues that we are having. So the difference between these 2 trucks, as you can tell with this one, the new one's bigger, the older one's a little bit smaller, and you can tell by the different shapes, the circles compared to the square headlights.
Thanks, Brandon, for that interesting story on history.
Bye kids.
All right, let's go meet another friend. He studies art. Come on. Come on. Hey, buddy. Hey, kids, this is my buddy Greg. He's going to tell you about art.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm a welder fabricator. And the joys about art are you get to create and solve. And you get to use your mind and your hands. And I'm going to turn this piece of metal right here into a beautiful daisy. Just you see. Now, when you figure out your design and you have it ready to go, we input it into this computer software called CAD software. And what that does is allows you to design and create. We use this for automotive parts that you cannot buy at the store, but here we are creating this wonderful daisy flower for you. And this is how it starts off. We create the petal shapes and the center circle. And once we do that, we input it into the cutting machine, which would be this crayon. This is exactly how it's going to cut it out. Okay, here we are grinding the sharp edges off the corners and making the material smooth to get it ready for the next step. This fabrication tool we have right here is called a shrinker stretcher, and right now we have the shrinker dies in here, and what that does is it shrinks the metal together. Okay, after we finish shrinking the edges, we are making a bowl shape. Here is called the plumb machine hammer. You get to hammer down the shape that you would like. Okay, on this step we use the bender, and this is going to put a little crease in each leaf of the flower. Alright kids, now that I've cut all my pieces out of that flat sheet of metal, now it's time to make a daisy. Here we go. Before you even start though, you need your weld hood and your gloves. As a welder fabricator, you need safety equipment, and you need your nice shirt to keep your flames off of you and the sparks off of you, and your hat to keep your flames and sparks off of you. Let's go. Alright kids, now remember, this piece of metal was flat. This is how it started. And this is what we created with art and using your mind and imagination.
So kids, you guys just learned how Greg uses art to complete his jobs. Here at StreetMod Designs, we use all of our skills and all of our passions to create these amazing vehicles. I want each and every one of you to remember that as you're getting older, remember all of your passions and one day you too can have a career that you enjoy.